वायरस से संक्रमण से प्रभावित देशों की सूची में सबसे ऊपर है और यहाँ 38,23,000 से भी ज़्यादा लोग कोरोना से संक्रमित हैं और 1,40,000 से भी ज़्यादा लोगों की कोरोना की वजह से मौत हो गई है। देश में कुछ राज्यों में संक्रमण की रफ्तार स्थिर बनी रहने के बाद अब कोरोना के परीक्षणों में फिर से तेजी लाई जा रही है। कैलिफोर्निया के गवर्नर के संक्रमण के मामलों पर चिंता जताने के बाद लॉस एंजलिस में कोरोना टेस्ट कराने के लिए बड़ी संख्या में लोग जांच केंद्रों पर पहुंचे। संक्रमण की स्थिर दर को खतरा मानते हुए प्रशासन की कोशिश है कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों का टेस्ट किया जाए ताकि सामुदायिक संक्रमण का खतरा कम हो सके। यही वजह है कि लॉस एंजलिस में काफ़ी दूरी तक कोरोना जांच कराने के लिए कतारों में लगे लोग नजर आ रहे हैं। और उधर टेक्सास में भी कोरोना संक्रमण के बढ़ते मामलों को देखते हुए डेलास में कोविड टेस्ट के लिए एक नया केंद्र बनाया गया है, जहां अपनी जांच कराने के लिए बड़ी संख्या में कतारों में लगाकर लोग पहुंचे हैं। यहां लगातार कोरोना संक्रमण के मामले तेजी से बढ़ रहे हैं। टेक्सास के एक अस्पताल में मार्च से लेकर अब तक 1 वर्ष से कम आयु के 85 बच्चे कोरोना पॉजिटिव पाए गए हैं। और इस बीच फ्लोरिडा में कल लगातार छठे दिन संक्रमण के 10,000 से भी ज़्यादा मामले सामने आए हैं, जिसने प्रशासन की चिंता को और बढ़ा दिया है। हालांकि गवर्नर रॉन डिसेंटिस का कहना है कि पिछले कुछ हफ्तों में अस्पतालों में कोरोना मरीजों के लिए बनाए गए आपातकालीन कमरों में ऐसे मरीजों की आमद कम देखने को मिली है। संक्रमण के बढ़ते मामलों के बीच भी मियामी बीच पर लोगों को जाना बदस्तूर जारी है और हालांकि सड़कों पर लोग कम ही दिखाई दे रहे हैं। कोरोना वायरस वैक्सीन पर ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के इंसानों पर किए जा रहे पहले ट्रायल के नतीजे आ गए हैं। वायरल वेक्टर से बनी वैक्सीन सुरक्षित और वायरस के खिलाफ प्रतिरोधक क्षमता वाली पाई गई है। प्रतिष्ठित मेडिकल जर्नल लैंसेट में छपे ट्रायल के नतीजे में कहा गया है कि वैक्सीन का कोई साइड इफेक्ट सामने नहीं आया है और एंटीबॉडी और टी सेल इम्यून के प्रति रिस्पॉन्स इस वैक्सीन ने दिखाया है। लेकिन शोधकर्ताओं ने आगाह किया है कि प्रोजेक्ट अपनी प्रारंभिक चरण में है। ये ट्रायल 18 से लेकर 55 साल के 1077 स्वस्थ लोगों पर हुआ है। ADZ 1222 नामक ये वैक्सीन ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी द्वारा एस्ट्राजेनेका कंपनी की मदद से विकसित की जा रही है। और शोधकर्ताओं का मानना है कि सितंबर के अंत तक इस प्रायोगिक वैक्सीन की 10 लाख डोज को तैयार किया जा सकेगा। साथ ही इस वैक्सीन के साल के अंत तक मिलने की संभावना है। और विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन ने कोविड-19 के लिए बन रही वैक्सीन पर चल रहे शोध में हुई प्रगति का स्वागत किया है। संगठन के आपातकालीन कार्यक्रमों के प्रमुख मार्क रयान ने ब्रिटेन के वैज्ञानिकों को सफल ट्रायल के लिए बधाई दी है, लेकिन साथ ही उन्होंने कहा कि इस पर और काम करना बाकी है। उन्होंने कहा कि ये पहले दौर के ट्रायल का परिणाम है। हमें बड़े पैमाने पर वास्तविक दुनिया में इसका परीक्षण करना है। और कोरोना वायरस वैक्सीन पर ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी के इंसानों पर किए जा रहे ट्रायल के पहले नतीजे आ गए हैं। वायरल वेक्टर से बनी कोरोना वायरस वैक्सीन दिए जाने पर वायरस के खिलाफ प्रतिरोधक क्षमता पाई गई। साथ ही इसे सुरक्षित भी बताया गया है। इसके साथ ही अब इसे अगले चरण के ट्रायल के लिए भी ओके कर दिया गया है। इस बीच ब्राज़ील में भी कोरोना महामारी के खिलाफ जंग जारी है। साओ पाउलो के गवर्नर जोआओ डोरिया ने कहा है कि चीन की सिनोवैक कंपनी द्वारा विकसित वैक्सीन का परीक्षण आज से शुरू कर दिया गया है और इस प्रक्रिया को 90 दिनों के अंदर ख़त्म कर लिया जाएगा। उन्होंने कहा कि अगर परीक्षण सफल होते हैं तो अगले साल की शुरुआत में इस वैक्सीन का उत्पादन शुरू किया जाएगा। सिनोवैक ने कुछ दिन पहले कहा था कि वो संभावित कोरोना वायरस वैक्सीन के ट्रायल के तीसरे चरण की ब्राज़ील में शुरुआत करेगी। ब्राज़ील में इस वक्त कोरोना वायरस से 21,18,000 से भी ज़्यादा लोग संक्रमित हैं। और कोरोना महामारी के चलते बंद हुई वॉशिंगटन में नेशनल आर्ट गैलरी कल खुल गई। हालांकि संग्रहालय में आने वाले दर्शकों के लिए कुछ दिशा निर्देश तय किए गए हैं। उन्हें यहां आने के लिए पहले से ही अपॉइंटमेंट लेना होगा और इसके अलावा मास्क पहनना और सामाजिक दूरी बनाए रखना भी ज़रूरी है। लॉकडाउन के बाद सामान्य होती जिंदगी में इस मशहूर संग्रहालय में आने के लिए कई लोग बेहद उत्साहित दिखे। फिलहाल इस संग्रहालय में तय सीमा के तहत ही दर्शकों को आने की अनुमति है और इसका एक हिस्सा ही लोगों के लिए खोला गया है। और इसी के साथ हिंदी समाचारों के इस बुलेटिन में फिलहाल के लिए इतना ही, लेकिन डीडी न्यूज़ पर खबरों का सिलसिला लगातार जारी है। अनुमति दीजिए। नमस्कार।
चलिए फिर से बच्चे बन जाते हैं। बच्चों और बचपन से हमें बहुत कुछ सीखना है। याद है जब बचपन में हमें खांसी बुखार हो जाता था, बदन दुखता था तो हम रोते हुए माँ के पास जाते थे और उन्हें अपनी तकलीफ बताते थे। माँ कुछ घर की दवाई जैसे काढ़ा हो, हल्दी हो, उससे आराम देती थी हमें। जरूरत पड़ने पर डॉक्टर के पास ले जाती थी और कुछ दिनों बाद हम खेलने कूदने लग जाते थे। आज कोरोना की इस लड़ाई में हमें फिर से यही करना है। अपनी तकलीफ को अपनों को बताना है, राहत पाना है, इलाज कराना है, खेलना कूदना है, जीतना है। इसी में सबकी भलाई है। देखिए, बीमारी कोई कलंक नहीं होता है। परिवार तो आपका भला ही चाहता है ना। तो चलिए फिर से बच्चे बन जाते हैं, अपनी तकलीफ अपनों को बताते हैं। कोरोना से हमें लड़ना है, डरना नहीं है।
अरे बबलू, लॉकडाउन खुलते ही टहलने निकल पड़े। महामारी अभी फैली हुई है।
सरपंच जी टहलने नहीं, काम पे वापस जा रहे हैं।
तुझे डर नहीं लगता वायरस पकड़ लेगा?
पहले थोड़ा बहुत डर लगता था, फिर पता चला कि अगर मैंने पूरी सावधानी बरती तो ये बीमारी होने की संभावना कम है। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है ये मास्क। काम पर मास्क हमेशा पहनूंगा, समय समय पर हाथ धोता रहूंगा और दूसरों से हर वक्त कम से कम 2 गज की दूरी बनाए रखूंगा। खुद को, दूसरों को और अपने परिवार वालों को भी सुरक्षित रखूंगा।
अरे भाई, मेरी जिम्मेदारी बनती है तुझे चेतावनी देना, तो दे दिया।
जब देश के मेडिकल और स्वच्छता कर्मचारी रोज कोरोना वायरस से लड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं तो हमारी भी तो जिम्मेदारी बनती है अपना काम करने की।
बबलू, तुझे कुछ हो गया तो?
हजारों लोग इस बीमारी को हराकर ठीक हो चुके हैं और अगर किसी कारण मुझे ये बीमारी हो भी जाए तो सरकार ने अस्पताल में हमारे इलाज के लिए पर्याप्त व्यवस्था कर रखी है। ये घबराने का वक्त नहीं, एक दूसरे का हौसला बढ़ाने का वक्त है।
अरे ऐसे क्या देख रहा है? तू काम पे जाएगा, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, नाक नहीं कट जाएगी मेरी। चलो।
मास्क।
हाँ, मास्क मास्क।
अरे नाक तो ढक लो।
हाँ।
कोरोना वायरस से हमें लड़ाई जारी रखनी पड़ेगी, पर उससे डर कर नहीं, पूरी सावधानी के साथ डट कर चलिए। रुकी जिंदगी को आगे बढ़ाएं, देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाएं। जय हिंद।
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आज मैं आपसे कुछ बात कहना चाहता हूं। मैदान पर उतरने से पहले मैं हमेशा प्लेयर्स से कहता था कि हम सब पर करोड़ों लोगों की उम्मीदें टिकी हुई है, हमें डटकर खेलना चाहिए। आज कोरोना वायरस के संकट के समय जब हम सब घर पर सेफ हैं, हमारे लिए कुछ फरिश्ते मैदान पर उतरे हैं। डॉक्टर्स, नर्सेस, वार्ड बॉयज और सारा मेडिकल स्टाफ हमारा ख्याल रख रहे हैं। कुछ लोग हम तक जरूरी सामान टाइम पर पहुंचाने में लगे हुए हैं। पुलिस हमारी सुरक्षा कर रही है। ये सब लोग फरिश्ते हैं जो अपने बारे में ना सोचकर हमारे लिए काम कर रहे हैं और हमें सुरक्षित रख रहे हैं। इनके हौसले पर देश की उम्मीदें टिकी हुई है। तो जब भी आप ऐसे किसी उम्मीद के फरिश्ते से मिले तो उन्हें जरूर दिल से धन्यवाद कहिएगा। इससे उनका हौसला और बढ़ेगा। हमारा हर एक काम देश के नाम। जय हिंद।
Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon passes away. 85-year-old leader breathed his last at the Medanta Hospital in Lucknow. President, Prime Minister and senior leaders offer condolences. Last rites to be held this evening. Rajasthan High Court to continue hearing the Speaker's notice to Sachin Pilot and 18 other MLAs. Court yesterday asked all the parties to file replies. Congress Legislative Party meeting to take place today in Jaipur. Flood situation remains grim again due to incessant rains in Assam. Brahmaputra River flows above the danger mark in 5 districts. 85 people died so far. Flood situation worsens in Bihar with Met Department predicting heavy rains for the next 2 days. NDRF and SDRF teams deployed to prevent untoward incident in affected areas. COVID-19 case fatality rate in India continues to register a steady downfall at 2.43%. Overall tally of COVID-19 recovery is now over 7,24,000 with active cases at 4,02,000. Over 1 crore 46 lakhs COVID-19 cases reported globally. Death toll crosses 6,08,000. Over 10,000 cases reported for the 6th consecutive day in Florida, in United States. And in sports, England beat West Indies by 113 runs in the second test at Old Trafford to draw level in the three-match series. All-rounder Ben Stokes delivers crucial contributions with bat and ball to help hosts win the test on the final day. Good morning, welcome to English News, and now I'm Anil Thomas, and now for the stories in detail. Madhya Pradesh Governor Lalji Tandon breathed his last today, days after he was put on ventilator support in Lucknow's Medanta Hospital. 85-year-old BJP leader was getting treatment for liver and urine infection. His body would be taken to the Gulala Ghat Chowk in Lucknow today evening, where his last rites will be performed. Uttar Pradesh Governor Anandiben Patel was given additional charge of the state following Tandon's illness. President Ramnath Kovind has expressed grief over the demise of Lalji Tandon. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "In the passing away of Madhya Pradesh Governor Shri Lalji Tandon, we have lost a legendary leader who combined cultural sophistication of Lucknow and acumen of a national stalwart. I deeply mourn his death. My heartfelt condolences to his family and friends." Prime Minister Narendra Modi remembered Lalji Tandon for his untiring efforts to serve society. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "He played a key role in strengthening the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. He made a mark as an effective administrator, always giving importance of public welfare. Anguished by his passing away, Shri Lalji Tandon was well versed with constitutional matters. He enjoyed a long and close association with beloved Atalji. In this hour of grief, my condolences to the family and well-wishers of Shri Tandon. Om Shanti." Uttar Pradesh Governor Anandiben Patel, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and his cabinet colleagues and other political leaders have expressed their condolences on the demise of Lalji Tandon. Amit Shah has also condoled the passing away of Lalji Tandon. In a tweet, the Union Minister said Tandon's entire life was devoted to public service. He played a very important role in the expansion of the organization in Uttar Pradesh. As a public servant, Lalji Tandon has left a deep impression on Indian politics. His death is an irreparable loss for the country and the BJP. BJP President JP Nadda has said, and I quote, "I am shocked at the demise of Madhya Pradesh Governor and BJP senior leader Lalji Tandon. He devoted every moment of his life towards public service. It is an irreplaceable loss for the BJP. May God bless the departed soul and give strength to the bereaved family. Om Shanti." Union Minister Smriti Zubin Irani also tweeted, and I quote, "I am pained to hear about the sad demise of Shri Lalji Tandon. A stalwart, Babuji helped pave the way for many youngsters, guiding us gently on our ideological journey. My condolences to Gopal Bhaiya and family. Om Shanti." Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath expressed his grief over the demise of Lalji Tandon. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister said that the country has lost a popular leader, a qualified administrator and a social worker. The Chief Minister also spoke to Ashutosh Tandon, the son of Lalji Tandon, who is also his cabinet colleague, to express his condolences. A 3-day state mourning has been announced in Uttar Pradesh as a mark of respect to the departed leader.
श्री टंडन जी के निधन पर मैं उनके प्रति विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं। शोक संतप्त परिजनों के प्रति अपनी गहरी संवेदना भी व्यक्त करता हूं। श्री टंडन जी लोकप्रिय जननेता, कुशल प्रशासक और वरिष्ठ समाजसेवी के रूप में जाने जाते रहे हैं। उन्होंने अपनी कुशलता और दक्षता का परिचय सदैव दिया। मैं उन्हें अपनी विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं।
Well, let's now take a brief look at Lalji Tandon's political journey, how it all began, and he's been a member of the Uttar Pradesh Legislative Council for 2 terms and remained the leader of House. He's also served as Urban Development Minister in the Uttar Pradesh Cabinet under Mayawati and also in the Kalyan Singh Ministry earlier. In May 2009, he was elected to the 15th Lok Sabha from Lucknow by a margin of over 40,000 votes. This seat was earlier held by former BJP President Atal Bihari Vajpayee since 1991 for 4 consecutive terms. On 20th of July 2019, Tandon was appointed as the 22nd Governor of Madhya Pradesh, replacing Anandiben Patel. Tandon has also served as Governor of Bihar and was lauded for streamlining academic activities of the state universities. Amidst the political crisis in the state, the Rajasthan High Court will continue hearing on the petition of former Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot and 18 other rebel MLAs of Congress today. The court yesterday asked all the parties to file replies. 19 rebel MLAs of Congress have filed a petition seeking the dismissal of the disqualification notice served to them. Meanwhile, Congress Legislative Party meeting will take place today in Jaipur. Well, moving to Assam, where Assam is witnessing frequent showers in the last 48 hours, but no significant improvement could be seen in the overall flood scenario there. About 24 lakh people still remain affected in 24 districts and 2,254 villages under 70 revenue circles, along with more than 1,09,000 hectares of cropland are still submerged. However, one more person has lost his life on Monday. That has led to the flood-induced fatality to reach 85. Adding this to the number of deaths due to landslide, the total number of lives lost in the state of Assam this season stands at 111. The Brahmaputra in 5 districts along with other rivers, Dhansiri, Jia Barali, Khopili, Beki and Kushiara in few more districts are all above the danger marks. Golpara remains the districts with the highest flood affected people, that is about 4.6 lakh people, followed by Barpeta, Morigaon and Dhubri. Over 48,000 inmates are taking shelter in 276 relief camps presently. Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal on Monday visited the flood affected areas in Barpeta district. In Bihar, the water level of most rivers has started rising again due to heavy rainfall in the last 24 hours. The catchment areas of the rivers located in Nepal have received extensive rainfall, due to which 4,60,000 cuses of water has been released from the Gandak barrage. This is likely to worsen the flood situation in the coming days. An alert has been issued in 9 districts that are going to be affected by the water released from the Gandak barrage. NDRF and SDRF teams have been deployed in flood-affected areas. Till now, over 3 lakh people across 9 districts of the state are affected due to the floods. The water on the swollen Gandak river has entered Siswania village of East Champaran. About 50 families of this village are taking shelter on National Highway 28. In view of this, one lane of National Highway 28 near Dumaria Ghat has been closed. Boats remain the only mode of communicating in the flood-ravaged areas. In many urban areas of the state, including Samastipur and Patna, people are wading through knee-deep water due to heavy waterlogging. The IMD has predicted heavy rains in the northwest areas of the state for the next 2 days. The case fatality rate in the country continues to register a steady downfall. It has dropped to 2.43% as of now. India has one of the lowest case fatality rates in the world. More than 7 lakh persons have been cured of COVID-19 and discharged till now. This has further expanded the difference between those who are active COVID patients and the recovered persons by 3,22,048 cases. 7,24,577 COVID patients have recovered from COVID-19 so far, and the recovery rate as of now is at 62.72%. Medical attention has been provided to all the 4,02,529 active cases in hospitals and home isolation. 28,084 patients have died so far. The latest testing strategy of ICMR allows all registered medical practitioners to recommend testing. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, 1,43,81,303 samples have been tested for COVID-19 in India so far. Of these, 3,33,395 samples were tested on Monday itself. Union Health Secretary Preeti Sudan and ICMR DG Dr. Balram Bhargav have written to all states to ramp up testing capacity. India is on a fast-track mode to develop a COVID-19 vaccine. Speaking to the media, AIIMS Delhi Director Randeep Guleria said that the process of conducting human trials for the indigenously developed Covaxin has begun at the Premier Medical Institute. He informed that after the registration procedure and blood sample test of the health volunteers, the vaccine will be administered to 100 healthy individuals in the first phase. Dr. Guleria said that in the second phase, 750 people will be recruited between 12 and 65 years of age for the human trials. Terming development of an indigenous vaccine as a great achievement, he informed that India's mass production capacity of drugs and vaccines will also help in meeting the demands during its production stage. Human trials of Covaxin has begun at the Redkar Hospital in Goa. The State Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said that this is a testimony of India's immense potential in healthcare innovation. 10 volunteers from Goa would undertake the trial. Redkar Hospital is located in North Goa and is amongst the 12 facilities that are listed for human trials of Covaxin developed by the Bharat Biotech International Limited. Various states, are taking tough measures to increase the recovery rate as well as to stop the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Madhya Pradesh, government has decided to enforce lockdown for 2 days every week, including Sunday and another day as decided by the District Crisis Management Group. State government has also decided to extend the duration of night curfew in every district from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. All activities except essential services will be restricted during this particular period. All offices of the state and central governments will function with 30% to 50% capacity in all districts. Private offices and business establishment will also function with 30 to 50% of capacity. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan urged people to celebrate upcoming festivals inside their homes. In Sikkim, a statewide lockdown began from 6 a.m. today till 6 a.m. on the 27th of July in view of the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. All government offices, shops, commercial establishments, institutions, markets and factories will remain closed except those granted exemptions. Movement of people and vehicles involved in emergency and essential services and those required for supply of essential goods has been allowed. While educational training and coaching institutions in Sikkim will remain closed till 31st of August, while shops selling essential goods, ration and food items have been allowed to remain open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Medical shops can operate till 7 p.m. Night curfew will be imposed from 7:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. during the lockdown period. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will inaugurate the Air Force Commanders Conference tomorrow. The theme of the conference is Indian Air Force in the next decade. The AFCC, which will conclude on 24th of July, will be chaired by the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadauria. During the three-day conference, discussions would take stock of the current operational scenario and deployments. The plan of action for operational capacity enhancement of the Indian Air Force in the next decade will also be discussed. Meanwhile, in some good news, the first batch of 5 Indian Air Force Rafale is likely to arrive in India by the end of July. The aircraft will be inducted at the Air Force Station at Ambala on 29th of July, subject to weather. No media coverage is planned on the arrival. The final induction ceremony will take place in the second half of August, wherein full media coverage would be planned around 20th of August. Indian Air Force aircrew and ground crew have undergone comprehensive training on the aircraft, including its highly advanced weapon system, and are fully operational now. Post-arrival efforts will focus on operationalization of the aircraft at the earliest. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with IBM CEO Arvind Krishna via video conferencing on Monday. The Prime Minister congratulated Krishna on becoming the global head of IBM. Prime Minister Modi spoke about IBM's strong connect with India and its huge presence in the country, with over 1 lakh people working across 20 cities. The Prime Minister said this was a great time to invest in India. He said the country was welcoming and supportive of investments in the technology sector. IBM CEO Arvind Krishna briefed the Prime Minister about the company's investment plans in India. Krishna expressed confidence in the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, or self-reliant India. Days after a report claimed that Iran has dropped India from the Chabahar rail project, Iran on Monday denied the report, blaming vested interests behind it and reassured India's active participation in the mega project. Iran's Deputy Minister of Transport and Railways, Saeed Rasooli, has said that vested interests were behind those reports. Earlier, the Iranian minister invited the Indian ambassador to Iran, Ghulam Dharmendra, to review the ongoing co-ops on the Chabahar-Zahedan railway project. Last week, the Ministry of External Affairs has said that despite the difficulties posed by the sanction situation, there has been significant progress on the Chabahar port project. An Indian company has been operating the port since 2018 and has steadily scaled up the traffic at the port. Proactive measures are currently underway to increase the usage of Chabahar port both for Afghanistan and Central Asia. Well, time now to take a look at the global updates on COVID-19. The coronavirus pandemic has claimed the lives of over 6,09,000 people worldwide, while over 1,46 lakh people have contracted the infection across the globe. United States and Brazil remain the worst affected in terms of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. US has so far recorded 38,25,000 cases and over 1,40,000 deaths, while Brazil has crossed the 20 lakh mark and recorded over 21,18,000 infections and reported over 80,000 deaths. Talking of death toll worldwide, US and Brazil are followed by the United Kingdom with over 45,397 deaths being reported, further followed by Mexico, Italy and France. The first set of results from the early stage clinical trials of the Oxford University COVID-19 vaccine candidate show the vaccine is safe and induces an immune reaction. According to trial results published in the Lancet Medical Journal, the vaccine did not prompt any serious side effects and helped the antibody and T-cell immune responses. However, the researchers cautioned the project was still at an early stage. The new trial included 1,077 healthy adults aged between 18 to 55 years with no history of COVID-19. The vaccine, called AZD1222, was developed by Oxford University and licensed to AstraZeneca. Researchers believe 1 million doses of the experimental vaccine will be made by September. It is also expected that the vaccine would be widely available by the end of the year. The World Health Organization, that's WHO, has welcomed the progress on research into vaccines to counter COVID-19. Head of WHO's Emergencies Program, Mark Ryan, congratulated British scientists for the successful trial. He, however, said that there was still much work to be done and said these are phase 1 studies and we now need to move into larger scale real-world trials. With more than 140,000 deaths, the infection rate continues to rise in 43 out of the 50 US states. Most US states and local government have asked people to wear masks in public places to stop the spread of COVID-19. 39 states have issued orders in different forms requiring people to wear masks, while 11 states are still having disputes over the issue. Florida reported another 10,000 new COVID-19 cases on Monday, the 6th day in a row the state has announced over 10,000 new infections. Moving to South America and Brazil, which has registered 20,257 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 and the death toll now rising above 80,000 on Monday. The total cases in Brazil, the world's second most affected country after the United States, has now reached 21,18,646 infections, while the 632 newly recorded deaths brought the total number of fatalities in Brazil to 81,120. Saudi Arabia announced that this year only over 1,000 pilgrims of various nationalities who are already present in the kingdom will be allowed to perform a scaled-down Hajj. This year's Hajj will be held under strict hygiene protocols, with access limited to pilgrims under 65 years old and without any chronic illness. Moreover, the pilgrims will be tested for COVID-19 before arriving in the holy city of Mecca and will be required to quarantine at home after the ritual. On to sports, a riveting contest finally came to an end with England levelling the Test series 1-1 after registering a commanding 113-run victory over the West Indies in the second Test at Old Trafford on Monday. Ben Stokes was at the centre stage, scoring a patient 176 in the first innings, belting an unbeaten 78 in the second, which helped England set West Indies a steep target of 312, with the hosts scoring 92 in 11 overs on the fifth morning. The International Cricket Council, that's ICC, has confirmed that the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Australia in 2020 has been postponed due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Cricket's apex body has held multiple meetings in the last few months in order to ascertain the best possible outcome, but came to the said conclusion in the latest one on Monday. The tournament was due to take place between 18th of October and 15th of November. The next men's T20 World Cup is now scheduled to be held in October and November of 2021, with the 2022 T20 World Cup in which India will be the host nation. The ICC has also announced that the 50-over Men's World Cup in 2023 in India will move from February-March to October-November in that year. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news, but do remember to follow social distancing and also wash your hands or use the sanitizer. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
बहू कहाँ गई थी?
अम्मा आज UHND था ना, भाभी वहाँ गई थी।
वो क्या हुए है?
इस दिन ANM बहन जी स्वास्थ्य संबंधी बातचीत करवाती हैं।
वो बातचीत करें किस बात पे?
अब जैसे संतुलित भोजन और साफ सफाई है, अस्पताल में सुरक्षित डिलीवरी है, बच्चों के टीके, एनीमिया से बचाव और तो और बुजुर्गों की सेहत की देखभाल की बातें हैं। महीने में एक बार होता है ये अर्बन हेल्थ न्यूट्रिशन डे।